Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 120. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this penitent Tuesday evening, Earth date July 18th, 2017. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, Remington. It's great to be back in the studio 2 weeks in a row. Now you're fucking with your mic already.
Listen, I had to do it so I could look you in the eye when I told you that I love you.
I just want to apologize to the listeners for Remington's unprofessionalism. And I hope that you know that I will carry the weight of this podcast on my own shoulders if I have to. I will drag you, Remington. I will drag you over the line to the goal if I have to. I love you.
See, there's love. There's love in this room.
Yeah.
There's all the love.
It's steamy. It's steamy with love. I would say that the walls are dripping with love.
Or blood.
It's falling.
I have a poltergeist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because the walls are dripping in blood.
Well, but I mean, there could be other reasons.
Like what?
Your walls could be sick.
Oh. You mean all the bats just died at once?
All the bats
started spewing blood?
That would be horrifying.
That would be.
If just all of them died and you would have to get your house inspected, right? Not just to get rid of the dead bats, but if all the bats in your house just suddenly died?
Yeah, there'd probably be some sort of death.
Something worse than bats.
Yeah. Some sort of microbe.
An ultra bat.
An ultra microbe.
I like to think that there would be an ultra bat that's just going through and terrorizing the regular bats.
Just mutant bat?
Yeah, some sort of human bat hybrid.
So like a Batman?
Yes.
If you will?
Yes, a man bat more like.
Oh, okay. Not to be confused with a Batman.
If you could fuse yourself with two different things, what would you fuse? Like if you could fuse yourself with one animal.
A cheetah, because I always wondered what it'd be like to be able to run.
And not just run, but run fast.
Yeah.
Which parts of you would be cheetah? Like, well, would you want the cheetah face?
Obviously the legs, because otherwise I still wouldn't be able to run fast. What?
Oh, something popped up. I didn't know if it was important.
Oh, that's the other backup. That's the backup to the backup, Brandon.
Is the other backup full?
No. I told you this. We discussed this.
Yeah, I know, but it popped up.
Well, no, that's the program that does it. It's called Beyond Compare. It's a really nice program.
It's a pretty lofty name.
Well, it is Beyond Compare. I mean, I set it up and it just does its thing. And
something turned red.
Fucking think about it.
What is that?
Oh, it was unable to copy this podcast because it's being used by another process.
Oh.
The one that's recording right now. It says, ho, 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 ho. I can't do it because there's still data being written to it.
That's not Beyond Compare. If it were Beyond Compare, it would have realized.
It did. Said, it realized, and it said, hey, sorry, I can't do this right now.
Oh, shit,
I'll get it on the next one.
You're absolutely right. So would you have cheetah paws, though? I got to know that.
Just the back ones.
So just the feet?
Yeah, just the feet.
So you would look exactly the same as you do now, except you would have cheetah legs. You would have these thin, spindly cheetah legs.
Well, yeah, now. I guess I could have cheetah ears.
So they'd be on top of your head? Or on the sides, I guess?
Yeah, because then all the anime girls would love me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they'd all be like...
You could clean up at Anime Con.
Yeah. Like, my ears would twitch for real. And they'd be like, oh my god, are you Inuyasha?
Would you cosplay or would you just go as
No,
yourself?
I'd just go as me.
Just shirtless, just nude, just all hanging out.
I mean, I probably wouldn't go nude.
No, just completely naked. That's the only way you can go now.
But
it's been established. You have to go naked.
Why does that have to be established?
Because cheetah.
Cheetahs can wear clothes?
I've never seen a cheetah in a top hat.
Well, let's ask the internet.
I almost guarantee, much to my chagrin, that you will be able to Google cheetah in a top hat and find a cheetah in a top hat pretty quickly. Or is it going to be all cheetah print top hats?
Boom.
Son of a bitch.
Drawing of a cheetah in a top hat.
Yeah, that's not even like a bad Photoshop. That's literally somebody took the time
to draw a fucking cheetah in a top hat.
Yeah, I like how the top hat is kind of at a whimsical angle.
I like how it's like the only one. Like the rest of them are just cheetah print top hats.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, the picture shows up twice, but it's the same picture. It's the same picture of a cheetah in a top hat.
Somebody else had to upload it. Like, there's not enough representation of cheetahs in top hats.
Yeah, we got to
I'm
going to
open up my second website.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and register cheetahintotophat.com?
Are you going to pay for it?
Can we get our PA on that?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you pay for it. I'll
No,
get it if you pay for it.
PA.
PA.
Our personal assistant.
Yeah, we don't have one of those.
Then who has been doing all these things I've requested to be done?
Me.
Oh. Can you go ahead and get
Yeah, if you pay for it.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I would never want to meet anybody who wears a cheetah print top hat.
Okay.
Like anybody, if you could say you've legitimately worn a cheetah print top hat, you're probably not the person for me.
Okay, hold on. You go back to New Orleans.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Ah, shit.
You go to the French district.
You already got me. Yeah.
I know. I can see it in your face.
If you're going where I'm going, then yeah, you got me.
You meet an interesting, spindly, purple-suited African-American fellow with a cheetah print top hat and one gold tooth.
He's a pimp.
Goddamn right he's a
just
pimp.
100%. No, I don't want to know a pimp.
But no, he's the coolest motherfucker that you've ever met.
Yeah, but he's still a pimp.
So?
You can't trust pimps.
You can't judge a pimp on his top hat?
I'm not judging him by his top hat. I'm judging him by his chosen profession.
I mean, he's not the one who's sucking all the dicks.
Yeah, but he's kind of the one in charge. He's kind of the one that's delegating the dick sucking.
Well, I mean, maybe he's a really fair pimp. You don't know. You haven't even given him a chance because he's wearing a cheetah top hat.
I guess I am judging him by his very stereotypical 70s pimp outfit. See, I thought you were going to go with Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
And Witch Doctor 100% you would have got me on. But 70s pimp, no. I don't.
Come on.
I don't care to know any 70s pimps.
Come
I
on.
can take
yeah,
a
but a witch doctor.
stance
I
on
mean,
that.
I guess witch doctors exist.
Yeah.
I just choose to not believe in them. Much like most religion.
Yeah. Witch Doctor's not really a religion, but, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's voodooism.
It's not a religion.
Yes, it is.
Voodooism?
Yes.
Voodoo and hoodoo?
Yes. Both religions.
Yeah.
They are.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. Internet?
Is this what the podcast is, Remington? Is this the direction we've chosen to take today?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Buckle in, listeners. It's going to be a great episode.
Voodoo is a religion that originates in Africa.
No. Huffington Post doesn't know anything. Huffington Post thinks everything's a religion.
This is true. Okay, let's find somebody.
Go to voodoo.com. Go to cheatinatophat.voodoo.net. What's it say?
This page does not exist.
Oh. See? Because it didn't have the funding because it's not a religion.
Hey, Brandon.
Hmm.
Do you want to buy the website domain?
Cheatinatophat.com?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Come on. What? Cheat in a top hat.
.voodoo.com?
.voodoo.com.
And do what with
.net.
it? Just have it redirect. We could have it redirect to Dueling Ogres.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the far distant future, there's another podcast.
No. It would just be a single page.
Mm-hmm.
With a cheetah print top hat.
Okay.
Right in the middle. And that links back.
How much is it to get a domain name?
Not much to get a domain name.
And then we have the software to host it, right? Don't you just pay for a domain name yearly?
Yeah.
And then we could just upload a basic skeleton page right to it? Or do we then have to pay for hosting on the site as well?
Yes.
Oh, we have to pay for hosting?
Yes. But, I mean, I could probably do it. No, I think if I own the domain name, I can just host it from ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's look into buying the cheetah in a tophat.voodoo.com.
Okay.
Should we leave the voodoo in, though? Because I feel like more likely...
It's .voodoo.net, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. I feel like more likely people are going to search just cheetahintotophat.com versus cheetahintotophat.voodoo.net.
I mean, I don't think either thing will happen.
We did.
No, we made
We
it up.
searched it.
Yeah, but that's...
Out of the two people in this room, we both searched it. 100% of the people in this room searched it. That's a pretty good test market.
Yeah.
100% of people have searched cheetahintotophat.voodoo.net. What are they expecting to find there? Are they all on the same journey as we are? Or is it the destination that matters?
The destination of the 12 seconds it took me to type cheetah in off top hat?
Yeah.
Because I don't type very fast, apparently.
CHIS shit.
Chiss.
So, do you have any interesting stories about your life this week, Remington? Have you done anything?
No, I edited. I experimented and I edited. So last week, of course, we had the incomparable Terry W. Irvin II, who drove down and gave us a visit, gave us an interview. Super awesome. He drove back in a deluge.
Yeah.
So God bless him for that. And I spent, I decided I was like, okay, I've got to get the audio version out because the video version is nutso. So basically, we had 3 cameras. We had 2 webcams and a handy cam. And the handy cam records at like 29.97. That's pretty standard frames per second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the webcams, the handy cam is 720p. The webcams are 1080p, but they recorded in 15 frames per second.
Okay.
So on top of that, they recorded in a variable bit rate. So what that means is that when it comes to editing, like if it were the raw file, it probably would have been okay. It probably would have been just fine.
Yeah.
But since I'm editing all of this, the audio didn't sync up with the lips with a variable bit rate. So I had to change those 2 videos to a constant bit rate. But first I had to find a good way to do that because the way that it recorded, well, yes and no. I just had to find the right program to do it. And I was trying to use an open source one called Handbrake. Well, for some reason, I couldn't get Handbrake to actually open on my computer. Like, it would be running in the background. I could see it in the task manager.
But it wouldn't actually
But the GUI
open
wouldn't pop up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't use it. So, I mean, I tried to fiddle with that for a couple of days, really, to try and get it to work whenever I had time. So I say a couple of days, but it was really maybe an hour or 2 each time.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a ton of time. So then I finally ended up buying a program to convert the video into a constant bit rate.
Okay.
So I had to find the right program that would do it.
What was the program?
WinX HD,
Okay.
I think is what it's called. Yeah. WinX HD Video Converter Deluxe. And like you can buy it for $40 for a lifetime, you know, actually owning the software sort of thing. Or $30 if you want to pay yearly. But that seems like a ripoff to me. Like, why would you pay $30 yearly for a program? It's like with the Adobe stuff. Like I'm paying really I would say it's a fair amount. Like $50 a month for all of the Adobe software.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as it goes. But if I do that for 6 years, well, then I've sunk thousands of dollars into...
You've paid more money than what you would to just buy it outright.
Exactly. And that is not fair, I don't think. I think after so long, a company should just say, okay, you've paid what the retail amount is. You just have access to these programs at all times.
Yeah.
You own them now. Now, if you want to pay a small stipend to get updates, okay. I think that's fair.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to make as much money that way, though. I mean, if it's because basically if they would do it the way that you say, then you're just pretty much leasing the programs.
Yeah.
And they're not out anything.
True.
Whereas if they get somebody like you, because I mean, how much is Photoshop? A couple $100, if not more, depending on what level you get.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You know, you can arguably afford $50 a month for the entire suite versus dropping the huge chunk of money for Photoshop at once.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, I understand the thought process behind it. I just, you know, eventually they'll come out with a new product, and yeah, while you're paying that, you keep up to date. But after you've paid your retail bit, then you get to keep the last one, and any updates after that you have to pay for.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair way to run it, because at that point, okay, yeah, I've paid my hundreds and hundreds of American dollars to buy the software I've leased to own, if you will.
Yeah,
and now I can choose whether or not I want to continue upgrading my program or if I'm okay with what I have. You know, before I got this Adobe suite that I've been using, I used Photoshop CS5, which was the last standalone, you can buy this program.
Mm-hmm.
And I still use it.
Over Adobe?
Well, over Photoshop CC, Photoshop Creative Cloud. And it's just because that's what I'm familiar with and everything's set up the way I want it, and that's what I use.
So how do you think the video turned out then?
Did you watch any of it?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Mhm.
I mean, so after I got the files done up, I had to take it into Premiere Pro, another Adobe product.
Yeah.
And I had to take 3 videos and the mastered but uncut audio from the podcast and put it in there and lip sync people and then go through and cut each bit so I could do transitions
Yeah.
between everybody. So, and I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 places that I missed on the lip sync. Like toward the end, I think there was one that I missed. I mean, there's definitely one that I missed where Terry's lip syncing is off.
That sounds super aggravating and time consuming.
See, the editing part really wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was all of because the problem with those being different frame rates and stuff is that things don't play properly. So like I was trying to get everything to the same frame rate. The problem is if you try to speed up the frame rates, it makes the video faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to have something that will
Speed it up without, like, raise the frame rates without speeding up the actual video.
Right, yeah. Like, it'll take copies of the frames and put them in to compensate for that. But that doesn't really matter when the lip syncing is off, you know?
Yeah.
So, didn't want the audio to be sped up or the video to be sped up. So, it was easier to just convert both of those 15 frame per second videos into constant bit rates. And that got me a little closer on the audio side to where everything was lining up.
Okay.
And then I deleted the audio from the videos and substituted the better audio from the microphones.
So is that something you're looking at us doing moving forward?
I mean,
was it still a lot of, like, do we need a better setup, you think, before we should try doing that again? Well, I know you'd kind of patchworked it to make it work as far as video goes.
Well, like this episode, yeah, it ended up the Handycam died out like an hour and 29 minutes in or something like that. So I had to, and it recorded in 20-minute segments, kind of. So like there was this block where it just shut off. And it's because I didn't have it plugged in. I should have had it plugged in.
Yeah.
I figure if I would have had it plugged in, it would have kept going. But I lost my train of thought.
Talking about it recording in 20-minute segments?
Yeah. So there was these little blank spots where it just dropped. It dropped out for a few seconds before it kicked back up again.
Weird.
Yeah. So I had to make sure that as I was going through editing the video, I had to transition to one of the other cameras while that black spot happened. Because that was the other thing that took some time is I took all of those videos and I made them into one video.
Yeah.
All of those little 20-minute segments. And then made them into one long video. Just so it would be easier for me to edit out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the rendering, and it's partially because I need a new computer. But yeah, the rendering would have happened a lot faster if I wasn't running a system that still runs DDR2 RAM.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm working on that.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I love this thing. It has stayed with me.
Mm-hmm. At least your tablet's up to date.
Yeah. I mean, almost. So anyway.
I'm shrugging.
Yeah, he's just shrugging. I know this is riveting podcasting conversation. So this one, we're not going to do a video on. I want to continue doing video. I have a vacation coming up. I want to be able to pump out one more before I go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And so this will just be an audio version.
Yes.
Audio only.
So you can't see our made for podcast faces on video this week.
That's right, Larry.
And I know with this... with how professional we're being with this entire episode so far, they're going to be disappointed that they can't see our faces and see as we adjust our neckties and check our whatever those things are called you put on your wrists.
Cufflinks?
Cufflinks, there you go.
You're so dapper, Brandon.
I know. What does a cufflink do? What's it for?
It links your cuffs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can figure out the compound word origin. I mean, just like, how does it, or not how, what, why? Any of the questions would work.
How? By a little piece of metal that flips open
and
then keeps your cuffs from coming apart. Why?
So that's the why.
To keep your cuffs from coming apart. Yeah. And then what was the last question?
Why not just button them?
Because buttons aren't pretty.
So because the cufflinks give you like kind of a Batman look, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like they make like a little, instead of you buttoning the two ends together to where it makes a circle, you kind of fold them flat and then put the cufflink through.
You know, I would say outside of work with having to wear a button-up shirt, in my day-to-day life, if I ever go somewhere that I have to wear a button-up shirt, my sleeves are rolled up to my elbows almost immediately in a long sleeve shirt. That's a good look, right?
I mean, I guess it depends on where you're at and what you're doing.
Funerals.
Yeah? Funerals?
Weddings and funerals.
Weddings and funerals. I mean, weddings may... See, almost immediately, though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could get by with, like, you went through some of the wedding and now it's the reception.
Yeah.
And you're rolling it up so you can get those little fucking barbecued wieners onto a plate.
No, as soon as I'm out of the car, those sleeves are rolled up.
So, like, what's even the point then at that point?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Because if you're not going to be respectful enough to wear your sleeves long...
Is that respectful? Is that respect to wear your sleeves long?
Well, yeah.
What if I wore, like, a Tommy Bahama shirt? Like a Hawaiian-style short-sleeve button-up shirt?
I mean... I guess, again, it kind of goes back to the wedding or who's getting married. I mean, would they care if you wore a Tommy Bahama shirt?
Probably, yes.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you do you, boo. But don't be expected to be invited back to their divorce.
I've only ever been invited to one wedding.
Yeah?
I think I'm starting to connect the dots as to why.
There you go. It's all coming back to you.
So I saw Mystery Science Theater live last week.
Oh, yeah?
I drove to Columbus, Ohio. And saw them.
That is exciting. How was it?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, the venue wasn't huge. I think it sat like 900.
Yeah.
So the place was sold out. The tickets sold out pretty early on. My girlfriend picked them up, fortunately, the first day.
Yeah.
We were like midway back. But yeah, I mean, they bring out the new host, Jonah, and then Tom and Crow. They have like a table on the stage set up where the people underneath can like slide out and are operating the puppets.
Right, yeah.
So they acted as if they came down from the Satellite of Love to do this tour, but they were still in servitude, so they had to go back up to the satellite later.
Yeah.
So they were making like comments about Earth, and then on the newest season, Kinga Forrester, Felicia Day's character, she has a clone of her mom. I can't remember if it's her mom or her grandma, but the old Pearl from the old ones. The actress who played her is there, and she kind of held the whole show together as far as like the MC of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were talking about being in Columbus, Ohio, and we're like, oh, we love Columbus, Ohio because of our favorite local restaurants, like, and then they reach in their pocket and pull out an index card, and they're like, Frank's Red Hot Dog Place, and everybody cheers. But yeah, they played the movie Ega, which they did very early on in the series.
Yeah. And
did live commentary of that. Like, they're reading from scripts, but they're doing live commentary.
Yeah.
And they alternated between that with skits and stuff, and they'd come back and do a little skit, and then like, we've got movie sign.
Yeah.
And then Joel was there. Joel opened at the very beginning. The original Mystery Science Theater host came out and talked to the crowd for a little bit, and then came out at the end and thanked everybody again.
That's gotta be a cushy gig.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, the prices, I know I sound like such a fucking cheap ass right now. Things are so goddamn expensive places.
Yeah.
Like, especially these tours.
Yeah.
Like, the tickets were not cheap. I mean, they weren't extravagant, but they weren't cheap.
Right.
Right? And then he comes out, Joel does, and he's talking about how the whole snake in a can thing, you know, like peanut brittle, you open it up, snake pops out.
Yeah.
How they wanted to get ones made for Mystery Science Theater because it's the Watch Out for Snakes tour. Because that's a line that's a famous line from Ega is watch out for snakes.
Right, yeah.
So he was like, you can't find spring snakes anywhere anymore. So we found a company specifically to make us springs to our specifications for these spring snakes.
Yeah.
And you can buy them out at the merch table later on. So I went out to the merch table to buy a t-shirt while it was going on so I didn't have to wait in line.
Yeah.
$100 for a spring snake. That's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything, I got a t-shirt that was $30. My girlfriend wanted a baseball tee cut, was $45 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just blew my mind. Like, I know when you go to shows and stuff, shirts are expensive and hoodies are expensive, but it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is nuts.
And on the way home, she and I debate who did it. She was carrying both the shirts for a while, then she handed them off to me. I was carrying the shirts for a while. We stayed in a hotel and we were like a block and a half from there.
Right.
I'm carrying them when we get back to the hotel room. I drop my shirt off and I notice I don't have her shirt. And I'm like, please tell me you have your shirt. And she's like, no, you were carrying them. So one of us, probably me, dropped it on the way from the venue to our hotel. So we went back and couldn't find it. Obviously, somebody would have, I mean, it was pretty packed. Somebody would have seen it and picked it up like free shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I basically dropped $45. And it bugged me. It bugged me the rest of the night. I was just like, I might as well have just fucking ripped up $45. I can't believe I did that. Can't believe I did that.
Yeah. No, I understand your frustration. I mean, oh, sorry, I was stretching. To pay that much money for a shirt and then lose it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good show. It was a good trip to Columbus.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm going to Missouri.
Yeah. One more thing real quick, and then I want to ask you about Missouri.
Okay.
As we're walking out of the venue, my girlfriend and I are talking, and she's saying, you know, a lot of people have this negative opinion of Columbus, that it's like got a whole lot of crime and stuff, but it really doesn't seem too bad where we are.
Yeah.
As we're saying this, or as she's saying this, the street we're on both ends, has probably 10 cop cars and fire trucks that have blocked up this street.
Yeah.
So we don't notice them right off the bat, which kind of just like, huh, that's weird. And then as we're walking back, there's like a big building, because we were right downtown, with one of those news tickers going across the side.
Yeah.
And it's like, police are investigating hostage situation shooting in East Columbus. The timing was fucking perfect.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunate, but hilarious.
Yeah. Hilarious for us.
Yeah. There. Oh, hilarious for circumstance.
So you're going to Missouri to visit people?
Yes. Ginger's brother and wife.
Is Missouri shitty?
I don't know.
You've never been there, but I just always imagine Missouri would be kind of shitty.
I've never been east of the Mississippi or west of the Mississippi. Sorry, I forgot what where places were.
What's the furthest
where
you've
things
been?
existed.
What's the furthest you've been in the United States of America, Remington?
Florida when I was a baby.
Oh, okay.
When I was a baby, so I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how these people remember things from when they were like wee young children. Some people do.
Like, how young are you talking?
Like, I've known people who have recalled memories from being like 2 years old.
They're lying. There's no way.
See, you say that, but you don't know.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
because you don't doesn't mean that.
Dude, my first memory is when I was like 8. What is that?
It's like somebody stuck a vibrator on my window.
Oh, is that my window vibrator I got you?
Oh, thanks, man.
You just rub it up right against the window.
Oh, that's real
It
sweet.
being whatever it is you want to rub up against it.
Yeah. It was like, I mean, it had to have been a car or a helicopter flying low or something like that. But
I still like vibrator window.
yeah, so do I. I think that should be a nice new product that has Dueling Ogres faces on it. Ah,
Thumbs up.
window vibrator.
Do you want me to do news? Should we do news?
I
at
thought
all?
I thought I was talking about Missouri and going places.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And God, Brandon, just fucking shoo me along.
Well, I didn't know if we should do news at any point during this podcast.
No, why?
We don't have to.
So yeah, people remembering things when they're wee little. I don't understand it. I think it's witchcraft,
Mhm.
and they should be burned at the stake.
Okay.
So now going to Missouri, I mean, they seem to like it there. There are a lot of job opportunities up there, from what I understand.
I mean, West Virginia was voted the 50th worst state for jobs
Yes,
out of 50 states.
the 50th. Wait, the first worst state or the 50th?
50th worst state for jobs. So on a list of worst to best states for jobs, West Virginia is 50th at the bottom with worst state.
As in, we don't have jobs.
Right.
Okay, because the way that sounded didn't sound right.
Mm.
Yes.
That's because we don't have good educations
Huh?
because we're in West Virginia.
I mean, I think my education was adequate.
Adequate, yeah. Adequate for West Virginia.
Just adequate.
So really any state that you move to has better options.
yeah.
Missouri's like milk and honey flowing down the streets.
Is it really?
Mhm.
Where did it?
The milk and honey factories, there's a lot of them. Missouri's main export is
They just make fucking Honey Nut Cheerios, is what you're telling me?
Oh man.
Just hundreds of Honey Nut Cheerios factories.
Just rolling down the streets.
Yeah, just fucking
I hear
wheat
the
trucks
street-
coming in every day. Just bringing those wheat trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're driving there, right?
Yeah.
18 hours?
18 hours of driving. And I probably, I'll be leaving Friday night. I probably won't be driving all the way there after working 8 to 10 hours, depending on what time I get to work on Friday. And we'll leave after that, and then I'll stop at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'll get a hotel room for the night and grab a quick nap and get up 5 or 6 hours later and do the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And then I'll die.
And what I think's weird, I mean, I know the time of work and stuff, but you're only going to be there like a day, right?
No.
Roughly.
Like,
Well, I
you
thought
have no concept of time.
No, between driving there and driving back. Like you're leaving Saturday, Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah.
So you'll get there Saturday. You're leaving. Oh, okay. I'm seeing it on the calendar and I was incorrect.
Yeah.
There's a lot more days.
Like I even told you
have
this, like
lines
we
through
talked
them.
about this earlier off mic, and you had decided that it was going to be like a day or two, and it's going to be like 3 days. I drive back Wednesday.
You leave Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Leave early Wednesday morning and be back.
So like a
late
day and a
Wednesday
half.
morning. Yeah.
You'll be there like a day and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it'll work. Be there Sundays, half a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then drive back Wednesday.
So if anybody's in Missouri and knows where Remington's girlfriend's brother lives, stop by and say hi.
Yeah.
We're not going to give out the address, but if you happen to suss out where exactly in Missouri he is, if
Yeah.
somebody manages to figure that out,
Maybe you can find me in a McDonald's in that town.
you need to hit up some local places. I don't know what Missouri's famous for, besides milk and honey.
just milk and honey. There are a lot of milk and honey bars. You know.
Give me another.
Yeah, I think you've had enough. I'll tell you when I've had enough milk.
And I think I've had enough because everybody's responsible here.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for pointing that out.
Yeah. Stupid.
This whole episode is just fucking
we don't even know
awful.
anything
This
about
whole thing's
Missouri.
stupid.
All right, Brandon, go ahead with your news.
No, you can keep going.
No, I'm done.
I mean, we're already halfway through the episode.
I'm
we're
literally-
halfway through the episode right
I'm
now.
literally done.
We are at a plane crash.
I'm done. Go ahead and read me some stuff.
Well, the big thing I
Make
want to
me
talk
smarter.
about. The big thing I want to talk about is the fact that we can fuck Doctor Who now.
Really? that's. I mean, we could before.
Yeah, but now it's not against God.
Wow. When do you stop becoming the devil's advocate and just become the devil?
No, so what do you think about Lady Doctor Who? Because first off, anybody who listens probably knows I don't watch Doctor Who. I don't really care about Doctor Who.
Right.
So I'm ambivalent
Yeah.
to this at all.
I'm also ambivalent to it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I know you're a big Doctor Who fan, or more of a Doctor Who fan than I am. And your girlfriend especially is.
Yeah, she's a bigger Doctor Who fan than I am. I mean, I like it, I enjoy it, but you know, if I had to stop watching it, that's the same pretty much for anything for me, though. Like,
Yeah.
I am not. My fandom is not sealed in stone.
You're just like a vanilla wafer.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm like a vanilla wafer, but yes, I'm exactly like that, Brett.
Because I love eating 2 or 3 of you at a time. And I always feel guilty afterwards, but I don't stop.
Doesn't help clarify anything. But no, I've always wondered why there hasn't been a lady doctor anyway. Because especially after the master comes back as missing.
Okay, I've seen people post that. Can you give me like a quick idea of who the master is?
Okay, so the master is also a Time Lord. He's the last of the other Time Lords,
Okay.
as far as it goes. I mean, the Time Lords still exist, but they're in kind of like a different dimension.
So is a Time Lord a race?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. A race called the Time Lords.
All right. So
They are not humble at all.
So the Doctor isn't special in what he is?
No,
There's
he's-
other Time Lords that regenerate. He just, as the Doctor, chooses to right wrongs.
Yeah, well, okay, so brief history lesson.
Yeah, let's
of
have a little Doctor Who 101.
Okay. The Time Lords were at war with the Daleks.
Okay.
And this war kept raging, and basically everybody was going to kill everybody off. So the Doctor, in a final ditch effort, decided that he was going to stop it by time locking the war. He was going to basically create a bubble where the war just stopped. Just time stopped.
Is
Battle
that who is described as the War Doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the War Doctor. He's the one who pushed the button that decided, I'm going to stop the time war on my terms.
Is he locked in there with them?
No.
Okay.
No, because he gets out and regenerates. So he is not in this little time bubble. And because of that, he's like the only one left. Well, the Master escaped somehow, and I don't know. Ginger probably does. I don't.
Mm.
Maybe he wasn't on Gallifrey. That's the Time Lord's planet is Gallifrey. I don't know for sure.
Gotcha.
So, the Doctor grew up with the Master. They were childhood friends.
Okay, so Time Lords age?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it just super slowly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is, I don't know if it's a ritual or something. Hold on. All right, so I took a brief hiatus.
Yeah, you had to.
We ran off so I could confer with my Doctor Who loving girlfriend.
The foremost Doctor Who expert, really.
Yes, in this house, anyway. And she directed me to the TARDIS Wiki.
Okay.
The drumming was a condition that had affected the Master since his entrance into the Time Lord Academy. Okay? So, the Master suffers from the drums of war pounding in his head.
Okay.
At all times. It slowly drives him madder. Okay?
All right, with you so far.
So, at the age of 8, the Master stood before the untempered schism, looking into the time vortex. The 10th Doctor later said, some would be inspired, some would run away, and some would go mad. The Master went mad. This manifested by the constant drumming he heard, which worsened every day.
So you've already lost me.
Okay. So where did I lose you?
You can keep going.
The drumming was implanted retroactively into the Master's mind by Ralison as a link to free the Time Lords from the time lock imposed upon them in the last Great Time War. When the Master turned the human race into versions of himself, they all heard the incessant drumming that had driven him mad over the years. The Master realized he could use the combined mental power of the Master race to send a signal of the drumming through time and space and help the Time Lords return to the universe. They made contact, and a white point star diamond was sent to Earth. The Master race recovered it and used it as a focus for the gate to pull Gallifrey out of the Time War. Ralison and the other Time Lords began to arrive on Earth through the Immortality Gate. The Master's efforts also caused Gallifrey itself to manifest near Earth, threatening the planet with destruction. After the 10th Doctor destroyed the link, the Master attacked Ralison to save the Doctor, because they were old friends.
Yeah.
That friendship has still lasted throughout. You know, the Master wants to kill the Doctor, but he wants to be the one to kill the Doctor.
Gotcha.
You know?
Very typical supervillain mentality.
Yeah, he's like, I love you. I don't want anything bad to happen to you unless it's me doing it.
So is the Master like the main antagonist even over the Daleks?
It's hard to say. He's not. He can throw a wrench into things for sure, but I wouldn't say he's the main antagonist. I don't think there is any one main antagonist.
Okay, so let's get back to the Doctor being a female, the new Doctor being a female.
Yeah.
So does the Doctor just regenerate automatically every so many years, or does the Doctor have to die before they regenerate again?
Yeah, he usually sustains some sort of injury, life-threatening injury. So, and in order to correct that.
Okay, and is that how it works with all Time Lords?
Yeah.
Like with the Master becoming a woman?
Yes.
Also?
Yes.
And it's just random what you regenerate as?
Yes. There are some people who say that it's kind of a reflection of what the next Doctor needs to be. So Matt Smith was kind of goofy and lanky and, and then he turned into Peter Capaldi.
Who is way more serious, right?
Who is way more serious, is an older Doctor who's more seasoned and wise. He still had this goofiness about him, but he was a little more secretive,
Mm-hmm.
He was a little more guarded.
Do they remember past incarnations? Do they remember what they did?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Is it kind of plot?
Yeah, it's very
important
much,
on plot.
Yeah, it's plot driven as
That's
to whether
the word
or not
I was looking for.
Yeah,
just kept saying plot.
Is it plot? Is it plot? Is it plot? Plot. So, we discover that a Time Lord can become a female, like, properly when the Master regenerates into Missy. Now, they say that the Time Lords only have 13 regeneration, or maybe it's 14. I don't know. But again, I don't think there's any hard and fast bit of lore that actually says that. And the Master, according to some sources, his regenerations have been reset. So he's regenerated far more than 14 times.
Okay. So they already have ways around it.
Yes.
Even if
so
like this is the only rule, they can only regenerate 12 times.
Yeah.
Unless
some
this
crazy
or
shit
that
happens.
or this.
I mean, the
or...
universe is a big place, right?
Yeah.
So anything can happen.
Sometimes you gotta fuck a star.
That's right. That happens. So the idea that the Doctor becoming a woman during the next regeneration, well, that is no surprise to me, nor should it be to anybody else. And anybody else who's throwing a piss fit about it is an idiot.
See, I didn't realize they'd already set the precedent. I saw people talking about how the Master had regenerated as a lady.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the Master was the exact same race that the Doctor is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because the arguments I've seen online is like precedent of however many years Doctor Who's been around, 1,000 at this point?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How many years Doctor Who's been around, there's never been a female Doctor. It's just Doctor Who is a man.
Yeah. Yep.
I know I'm probably driving Doctor Who fans insane by calling him Doctor Who.
No, that's what his name is.
Is Doctor Who?
Yeah.
I always see online people are like, his name's not Doctor Who.
Well, it's not, but they haven't revealed what his actual name is.
Jeffrey Who.
Jeffrey Who.
Jeffrey Hoobastank.
Now, in this past season, Missy says that his name is actually... Oh, what does she say? That his name is actually Doctor? Or actually Who? I forget. But you can never be sure what... You can never put stock in what Misty / the Master says. Because she's constantly lying about everything.
Yeah.
So, you can never be truly sure.
I honestly thought that you would have more of a strong opinion on this.
Really? Why?
As far as lady, because you have seemed to me over the past year to be more aware of and angry about PC culture. And I thought that you would view this as kind of like an example of PC culture.
Well,
of like making Doctor Who a woman just to be like, look, we have a woman, we're inclusive. I underestimated your complete lack of caring for most things.
See, I'm a constant surprise to you, Brandon.
You are.
I am an enigma wrapped in a enigma.
You're a handful of vanilla wafers. Sometimes there's an Oreo in there, Rem.
That's right. No, PC culture pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not what shows do to try to be inclusive. And I don't think this is an instance necessarily of them trying to be inclusive.
Just for the sake of being inclusive?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that that's the case. And, there are groups out there that are saying, okay, well, that's great and all that, the Doctor is a lady now, but what about the trans culture and this and that and the other? This all needs to happen at once. And it's like, no. The idea of, his last companion was an African-American lesbian.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So the idea that you have to be inclusive in a television show just for the sake of being inclusive is dumb. If you want to write a story that's inclusive, that's fine. But the world doesn't work like that. Not everybody is everything.
So you had super old guy and black lesbian running around together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing that annoys me is when they've announced like, oh, there's a female Doctor now. Like I saw some, very super crazy left-wing sites.
Right.
They were like, oh, there's a female Doctor, but we still have a long way to go because the trans community's not represented and this community's not represented and that community's not represented. Yeah. It's good to keep an eye on that. And those advocacy groups are there to make sure they're represented. I get that, you know, that's what they're doing. They're going to keep saying, hey, we're not represented enough. I get that. But can't fucking please everybody. You know?
Can't. You literally cannot please everybody. And that's the problem that I run into.
Yeah.
Is that, they want to be recognized as people who are different, but everybody is different. You are different from me.
Mm-hmm.
In many ways, you and I have a lot of differences.
Yeah.
We have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of differences. And I don't have to accept your differences to a degree. If there is something that we fundamentally disagree on, well, then we just agree to disagree about it.
Yeah.
That's how you do.
And that's how you interact with other humans is instead of you being finger in my face like you're wrong, fuck you, I hate you.
Yeah.
It's being like, well, I don't agree with you, but I can still respect you.
That's right. You show respect to your fellow man. You don't have to agree with your fellow.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. That the finger waving. That's what pisses me off. This idea that we have to be all inclusive at all times of everything, and there's so much. It is physically impossible to do. Completely impossible.
Welcome to the world, Rem.
Yeah, I know.
Hop on this crazy roller coaster with me. You can sit on my lap. I won't judge.
See, like that, like that's just it. Like, you know, I don't judge anybody for anything. If you were born a girl and you want to be a boy and you want me to call you a boy, then by God, I'll call you a boy.
Yeah.
But don't get all whiny on me if I start talking to you like one of my boyfriends and, you know, my guy friends.
Yeah.
Or my boyfriend.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, you know.
It's
you don't know.
2017.
That's right. But don't get upset if I start talking to you in dude talk and you get all whiny and pissy and dismissive because I'm talking to you. No, that's how dudes talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to learn what dude culture is all about? There you go.
You know, here's the thing with you, Remington, and here's the thing that confuses me. Like I said, here's the Oreo in my wafers.
Yeah.
Is can be closed-minded on things.
Uh-huh.
But what you're saying makes sense because you're breaking it down to the most base level. I mean, when you talk about this stuff, I automatically there's a lot of things that I could disagree with you or argue with you about semantic stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it,
it's just semantics.
You are boiling it down to the most basic skeleton of here's almost a black and white sort of view of it.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't call them semantics. I think there are important points. There are more distinctions to this argument than I think you view, but overall, I don't disagree with anything you say, really. Right. I mean, your views on how they should have never ended segregation, I don't agree with.
Oh my God, why do you always do this to me?
But for the most part...
Why do you want to paint me like this?
What?
Like this horrible monster person who doesn't want anybody to be the same.
I feel like we should be honest with our podcast listeners.
See, I think this is Brandon's way of saying that he really doesn't want to agree with me no matter how right I am.
No, I'm not.
He's like, you know, I agree with you, Rem, but, you know, why do you hate the blacks so much? I don't, Brandon. Yes, you. No, I don't. Why?
No, I do agree with you. Like I said, I think there's more shades to it.
Well, that's just it, though. That's the problem that we run into is we start shoehorning more and more and more stuff into it. And I'm not saying that there aren't valid arguments to be made, but I'm saying we have to look at it. We almost have to look at it in a very black and white way, because it can be as simple as that if we allow it to be. You know, I can say I like this black transgendered half Asian person.
Okay.
Because they treat other people fairly. They're not an asshole. They are a good human being. You know, if you're a good human being, I don't have a problem with you. If you are a shitty human being and you are trying to ham fist your hang-ups on me in a non-constructive manner, then I have a problem with you. If it's not constructive, if you're just yelling into the ether and all you're doing is, and you're not making any headway, then what's the point of yelling into the ether? Yeah. So should we have shows that have inclusiveness? Yes. Should we have shows that don't have as much inclusiveness because it doesn't fit the narrative, the story?
Yeah.
Well, of course, because that's how the world is. It's this ebb and flow. It's the tide, you know? The tide washes in and washes out. Mm-hmm. That is the world. It comes and it goes. You have a little bit more tide and you have a little bit less tide. There is I may have talked about this on the podcast before, but there is a Zen thought process that life is a waterfall.
Okay.
Not a System of a Down song, but life is a waterfall.
Or Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls.
Or TLC. Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Yeah, exactly.
Did TLC write Zen?
Yes. So you have the river, and we are all one in the river, right?
Okay.
You know, each water molecule is intermingling with all the other water molecules, and it forms one single body of water, right?
Right.
Goes over the waterfall. That's when you're born. You become a droplet.
Okay.
You live your life as a droplet. You're bouncing across other droplets as you fall through the air, and then you rejoin the waterfall down at the bottom. Oh. Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Simple, beautiful.
Yeah.
And all this time that you're falling, let's take that waterfall and we slow time. We record it on a video and we slow it to thousands of frames per second. and we see that water droplet intermingling with all these different other water droplets as it falls down. The interesting thing about being water is that you run into another water droplet, you mingle with it, you become one with it, and then you may split off from it again. Or maybe you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that water droplet becomes a part of you. But there's no destructive energy that's coming from that, you know?
Yeah.
When water falls, it rejoins with another one. And then it may split off again, but it's not destructive in the way that it splits off.
Okay.
You know, the only thing that would destroy that water droplet breaking off from another one is if a branch was sticking out in the middle of the waterfall. Well, that's just the things in life.
Yeah.
You know, there's a branch that breaks them apart it's a circumstance of life. Something bad happened. The branch was sticking out and it just broke them apart. It's an unfortunate event, but it happens.
So you're saying that all of these things we're discussing are just branches? It's just the natural curves of the waterfall, the way that things move and erode.
Yeah. Yeah. And the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to not stress too much about. I mean, you should go through life treating the people around you the way that you wish to be treated. I mean, it's the golden rule as far as it's been called the golden rule since we were kids and before.
Pretty much every major religion or philosophy has a variation of the golden rule.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Will Wheaton a few years back had a kind of a campaign saying, "Don't be a dick."
Yeah.
And I don't know if he still continues on with that, or if it's just if it has gone with its flow, it ebbed in and then it flowed back out. But it's still it's a very condensed version of the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And I think that all of these crazy issues that we are confronted with, you know, you say that there are nuances, and of course there are nuances. I recognize that there are nuances, but if you break it down far enough, it all breaks down to you want to be treated with fairness and respect, then you treat others with fairness and respect. And I'll treat you with fairness and respect. You treat me with fairness and respect. We don't have to agree on all things, but as long as we're treating each other fairly and respectfully, then we won't have a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's like you said, there are nuances, and it's not as simple as that, but again, only because we don't make it as simple.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we are capable of making it as simple as that.
No, yeah, I agree. You know, it takes a lot to be able to just let things roll over you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. We got real existential.
Yeah, really.
So I will continue going on thinking some things are dumb because we're overcomplicating them. But that's the reason why I think they're dumb. Not because I think that, you know, people don't need represented, but because, you know, and I don't want to say that it's just these organizations and stuff. You know, it's the opposite end of the spectrum too, where we have hardcore, you know, conservatives or right wingers or, you know, religious zealots. You know, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
There is nobody who is innocent here.
Oh yeah, everybody's shitty. That's what I'm taking away from this.
Yes,
everybody is shitty,
and you have to be the least shitty that you can be,
or the most shitty, so that nobody else is shitting on you.
If you want to take that mentality, but I'd rather be the least shitty. Yeah, you know, there's an old phrase that says, "I'd rather be pissed off than pissed on." Mm-hmm. I would rather be pissed on than pissed off.
Oh, I know you would.
And this isn't some R. Kelly thing.
Oh, okay.
Which he was back in the news.
Yeah, I saw he's supposedly running a sex cult.
Yeah. That was an interesting little thing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I will reserve judgment until I hear more stuff come out about it. Because right now it's just kind of circumstance. It's like one girl.
I mean, is it
girl's
though?
Parents.
You know, this is like the 5th sexual allegation in many years.
Oh, I'm saying it's not unlikely. It's pretty likely. But at the same time, it's like one girl who used to live with him for a while and a girl who lives with him now's parents are saying this.
Yeah, but there was also another girl who was kind of like the den mother of this little harem that he has, who had since split off, and there was a publicist or something like that says that, you know, that kind of corroborates and verifies this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
story.
about. That's the girl.
I think there's 2 different ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's 2 different ones. There's a younger girl, and then there's an older girl who used to be his publicist or something like that.
Okay.
And I don't know off the top of my head. Philip DeFranco has a pretty good cover of it
Oh,
If
okay.
anybody wants to go over to his YouTube channel and check that out.
Philip DeFranco kind of won me over.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first, but he's not bad.
Yeah. He it's so funny because you watch his earlier stuff and he acknowledges it. And that goes back to what we've kind of been talking about, where you acknowledge, I mean, we didn't say it, but that's another thing. You have to acknowledge your shittiness in your previous life. You have to embrace who you used to be and who you are now. You know, he's the first person to say, yeah, it was a future me. I think he actually says something along those lines in this last video. Future me would have punched past me in the face because of some of the shit that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to be able to acknowledge that we're human and we make mistakes and we say things that are hurtful, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we've all said hurtful things before. I remember your whole diatribe at the Holocaust Museum. That was,
you know, you're joking here, but when I was younger, I'm gonna be real here for a second.
okay.
When I was younger, I used the N-word toward a black person out of anger.
Okay. How young? 25.
14 or 15,
Okay.
you know?
To their face?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I felt bad about it, of course, because I'm not a racist person.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it was the bullshit that I had heard occasionally through my life and channeling that, being hateful out of anger.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me some time, but I'm fairly certain that I apologized for that as well.
Well, I think there's very few words that carry like the gravitas and the like sting behind them that word does.
Yeah.
That's a word that, you know, if you were to get into an argument with a black person, that's one word you can utter that's going to get a reaction.
Yeah, for sure.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stereotype everybody, but I assume most black people, if you say that word to them in anger, you're not going to have a great reaction.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's one of the few words I feel like in the English language that really like is that knife between the ribs.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and that was past me. Would I do that now? No, not even out of anger would I do that.
Yeah, I mean, I joke about it a lot, but I'm legally required to say that Remington is not racist. We signed a contract. You are not racist, Remington, and I acknowledge it. Please don't kick me off the podcast.
So anyway, no, we're done with our existential stuff.
Speaking of,
I think I had some wrap up stuff there, but I don't remember. We got on the R. Kelly stuff, and I lost my train of thought.
yeah.
So,
Speaking of inappropriate wieners, a New York meat processor is recalling more than 7 million pounds of hot dogs.
what? Why?
So hot dogs are in the news again, Remington. Before it was the nacho cheese, now it's the hot dogs.
Yeah.
When they came for the nacho cheese, I said nothing.
Yeah.
When they came for the hot dogs, I said nothing.
Yeah.
When they came for the buns, there was no one left to listen. They found bone fragments in them.
What? Really?
Yes. Like bone fragments large enough that people are breaking teeth on them.
Again? Really?
Yeah.
I had, you know, Hardee's has a new. What?
I just don't know where this story's going. You seem okay. Just go ahead, because you're
Okay.
the fact that you're incredulous makes me think that you're just like tough it out and eat a hot dog with bones in it. But I'm curious. Okay. Take me on a trip here.
So Hardee's came out with a new burger recently that has ribs on it.
The bone burger.
The bone burger. the Hardee's rib, fucking delicious meaty meat McMeterson have a heart attack on us burger.
That sounds
Right?
pretty good. Yeah.
Mhm. It was delicious, but the first one that I had a bone fragment in it.
Okay.
It happens. Now, a hot dog is literally ground to mush.
Yeah.
Like, it is just mush. So how on earth this company was allowing, I guess maybe they were putting less mushier meat in, but I mean, if it's a hot dog, you really kind of need to, you kind of need to mush up that meat. But what I'm saying is, and don't get me wrong, there needs to be better quality control on that, for sure. But it does happen. You know, we'll buy the occasional Banquet Salisbury steak meal, and almost every time I can find a bone fragment that could possibly cut my teeth.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I would stop buying Salisbury steak meals.
I mean, it's the nature of a processed meat product. Like, it's going to have bone shards or bone fragments or gristle, you know? There's going to be, on occasion, probably more often than not, a fragment of some sort.
So the USDA considers the meat to be a health hazard that presents a, quote, reasonable probability of causing, quote, serious adverse health consequences or death.
Right. Yeah, because bone fragment gets stuck in your throat, cuts it, becomes infected, and you die.
But the company that recalled this, it was called Sabrit. I'd never heard of them. Apparently they're a big hot dog place.
Okay.
Said that they were just recalling them out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah. I mean, they should. Don't get me wrong, they should. I mean, if there are that many reports coming in that there are bone fragments in it, then somebody screwed up somewhere.
7 million hot dogs is a lot of hot dogs.
That
to
is.
recall.
Yeah, but that's probably more safety than anything. Was it probably only a batch of like 100,000 hot dogs?
They don't know how many are infected. It was just
Exactly.
between this day and this day, like a couple months that they were made.
Yeah,
'cause they don't
exactly.
know.
And you can't be sure. So it could have just been a single batch of 100,000 hot dogs.
Mhm.
But they're recalling 7 million of them because you want to be safer than sorry. That's fair. They'll just feed it back to the animals, right?
Yeah. They'll just grind it all back up into more hot dogs.
Yeah. You feed it to pigs.
I wonder how many people got fired at that hot dog factory.
Just one.
Just one guy?
Just Dave.
What was Dave's story?
Dave was the bone checker.
Oh. Dave.
So now they have a new bone checker.
Was it Dave's fault? Was he actually negligent?
He was a little drunk that day.
Okay.
Only a little, though.
But they allow him to be, like, they know Dave takes a little nip at lunch, right?
Yeah.
They just,
Yeah.
it's been okay. Now suddenly he's going to get fired for it.
Well, I mean, everybody can have a more drunk day than usual.
Yeah. It's a risky take, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to wrap up? We've been going for a while.
Have we? I have no idea.
Yeah, we've been going for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. It's been an hour and a half.
George Romero died.
Yes.
Get that real quick.
George Romero and Martin Landau both passed away this week.
I saw Night of the Living Dead. I don't remember how old I was. I was in my teens, definitely. But the end of Night of the Living Dead stuck out with me so much. And it's not a movie that I stumbled upon. It was one of those that at that point, people were like, oh, you got to watch Night of the Living Dead, the original zombie movie, blah, blah, blah.
Right, yeah.
The end with the guy getting killed after surviving the whole fucking thing just still stands out and still gives me chills to think about just how well he wrote. Not even the zombies. The zombies don't stand out because I'd seen other zombie movies by that point.
Yeah.
So the zombies were whatever. The way that it's shot so low budget and on black and white's fantastic.
Yeah.
The zombies are good in the sense that they still haven't really got what a zombie is yet, because he basically created them.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just the callousness, the end with that guy finally fucking surviving and he sees the cops out there and he pops his head up, boom, headshot. And then the sheriff, one of the guys just like, got another one, and they just keep going.
Yeah.
Just, man, still gives me chills to think about. So good.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's been a long time. I forgot how it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude finally fucking survives and just headshot. So callous. Got another one.
Yeah.
And I haven't shown my daughter what it's from, but I still will chase her around sometimes going, they're coming for you, Barbara. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Oh, that's funny. Very good.
Yeah.
It's good parenting right there.
Mm-hmm. They're coming for you, Barbara.
They're coming for you, Barbara. And then when she sees the movie, when you make her watch it, because she won't watch it without you making her do it.
Yeah.
Then she'll finally know.
Mm-hmm.
She'll know that her dad is a horror movie terrorist.
Horror movie terrorist.
Yeah. That's good.
And of course, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, yeah. Dawn of the Dead and
brought us zombies in malls, which are kind of a classic now too.
Yeah.
Horrors taking place in malls. I just watched night before last this horror movie from late 80s, early 90s called Chopping Mall.
Nice.
And it's these robots that are built, and I mean they look like fucking Daleks. Like they have stupid what are those things called? I think they're from Babylon 5 that have like the red visors back and forth. Whatever those things are called. They have basically those heads on like Big Fat Alpha from Power Rangers bodies and like tank treads.
Yeah.
Like these things are so improbable, but it's this new security system that they're showing on stage, and they're like, these are the future. They will be able to incapacitate any robbers or anybody breaking in.
Right.
And then, of course, there's some teens who are staying late and partying and getting all sexy, and these robots, lightning strikes, Of course, which turns these robots evil.
Yeah,
It's the dumbest movie. I mean, they like superimpose lasers that these robots are shooting.
Yeah.
And it's just clearly somebody like pew pew drawing little lasers on the screen. It's so bad. But anyway,
Nice.
I don't feel like that would be there without Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead really, well, maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic. I'm sure somebody would have said a fucking movie in a mall since then. But
Right,
Dawn of the Dead really made that whole
horror in a
movie,
mall, or horror in a mall genre apparent.
Yeah, and he really, George Romero really kind of tapped it on the nose with the whole zombies are consumers and zombieism is consumerism thing. I mean, he really drove it home with putting it in a mall, but
yeah, for sure. So yeah, those are two sad things, but we remember fondly.
Yeah,
George Romero. Well, I know this episode was a little all over the place. You're not going to get the video of it, like I said before, but we're done here,
and we're probably not going to have an episode next week.
Yeah, there's just no way that I'd be able to squeeze it in. I'm going to be pretty exhausted, I figure.
Yeah.
So
maybe listen to this and then go back and listen to it again at half speed.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot slower.
Yeah, and it'll sound like we're drunk.
Or giants, yeah.
Yeah.
Drunk giants.
Drunk giants. I like it. We are hoping to have Stephen Hines on after I come back at some point, either that following week or maybe the week after.
Okay.
Want to get him in before school starts up again. He has to start teaching for a living again.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I'll have to get a hold of him and actually nail down a date, but we'll work on that. And do we have any shout outs there, Brandon?
Yeah, we have a shout out from Larry on our last episode. He says, feedback, I usually wait until I have a drive or a chunk of time to myself to listen to your podcast in one shot. I may listen to bits and pieces, but primarily listen in one chunk, one meaty, greasy, unhealthy chunk. That was in response to us talking about when people actually listen to our episodes, whether they listen to them all at once.
Yeah, and that was in the outtakes. I don't think it's in the video version. I think I actually cut that out of the video version.
Okay.
So there you go. There are differences between the video versions and the audio versions sometimes.
It's less in the video.
Mostly because I was running low on time and I was real tired of editing it.
Yeah.
So once I get that more dialed in, it'll probably be both. What was my response to that?
It's better to just muscle down the whole thing in one go so you don't have to sit through it again.
Yep.
And then Viscount Terry tagged me and he said, so Brandon Full, what's the verdict? And he posted a picture of Spam with the Dueling Ogres logo in the corner. Now Dueling Ogres approved. I actually did not stop on the way home to get Spam. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Like we said, Terry left in a deluge. When I drove home, it was also raining a shit ton.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to stop at the dollar store because it was pouring really, really hard.
Yeah. Brandon is a wuss, and he's so sweet that if he steps out into the water, he will melt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us, because nobody does anymore, at 978 DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737.
Yep.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't you want to hear your voice immortalized online for all the world to hear?
Next to this
steaming pile of shit. I mean, it'll make you look better by comparison.
Yeah. I mean, if you have something you want to promote.
Yeah. You can promote. I mean, you can pimp yourself out on our show.
Mm-hmm. You can put on your cheetah print hat.
Yeah. You can call us and tell us how stupid we are for believing in things or not believing in things.
Believing in some things and not believing in other things.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, we don't care. We are open to discussion.
Yes.
We encourage it and want it in our ears.
That one kind of petered out.
I was thinking about going darker with it, but I decided against it. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres. Email us at duelingogres@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook page, which tends to be where most people do it. Or you can leave a comment in the YouTube comments down there below as well. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, even though this will not be the video version, it'll still go up on YouTube on our channel. Make sure to subscribe at the website, duelingogres.com, for new shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. And finally, be sure to leave us that old 5-star review if you're listening on iTunes, because that helps to boost us higher on the cool kids list.
Do us a favor.
I haven't done that one in a long time.
Yeah, you haven't done that in a while.
I like that one.
Do us a favor. If you do anything else, if you haven't liked our Facebook page and you're on Facebook, go like it.
Yeah.
If you have liked our Facebook page, just share when the latest episode comes out. I know some of you do, and I appreciate it. But if you haven't, give us a share because we are so close to 300 likes.
Yeah, Brandon wants that 300 likes like I want a piece of pie.
Yeah.
And I really want a piece of pie right now. Apple pie?
Ugh.
Oh, shut up. You just had an apple. Why would you not be okay with apple pie?
I don't like the texture of the apples in the pie. It's weird. It's like eating fingers.
How often have you eaten fingers?
Enough to know that it's like eating the apples in apple pie.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
So yeah, just share. Give us a little bit of a wink and a nod, a little tushy touch. I think I lost my metaphor here.
Little tushy touch on the like button.
Yeah.
Just click that little thumbs up.
Yeah, we're so close. I want to do a giveaway when we get to 300.
Oh. What do you know what you're going to give away yet?
No. But it'll be something good. Probably a shirt.
Probably a shirt. Yeah, Terry left us a Thunder Wells book that's signed. We've got that we can give away. I still have a bag of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
In here, random bits and bobs that I could give away.
Yep, so I'm going to get something together soonish to try to get us up there, either to 300 or once we hit 300, I'm not sure. Yeah. But I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm definitely going to do a shirt, and then I'll send some of the shit you have in the bag, too.
Okay.
I say shit. It's probably good stuff. It might be garbage. I don't know.
It could be anything. You don't know. It's a surprise.
You might get garbage.
No, you won't get proper garbage.
Actual garbage.
Yeah.
The king's garbage.
Your king's garbage. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good
night. That was a weird episode.
It was a really weird and good episode. I liked it.
One of the weirder ones we've had in a while.
Yeah. We got crazy on it. We got like, whoa, dude. Dude. Just think, if only we would have smoked a lot of weed or did some acid or something beforehand.
Dude.
Drop some acid. Isn't that what you do? Do you drop acid? You smoke weed and you drop acid. Smoke weed every day.
I think you pretty much say you drop anything that you put in your mouth.
Oh, really?
Drop acid, drop ecstasy.
Drop fries.
Drop fries.
See, no, because drop fries is a whole different meaning. You drop fries and you drop them in the fryer.
Yeah.
Order up, drop some fries.
I guess you wouldn't say you drop mushrooms, because you eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
I think drop is maybe you just put it under your tongue.
Maybe. I don't know. Drug talk.
Drug talk.
Dueling Ogres.
New Drug Talk podcast.
Yeah. The meat. Oh. The meat. I started recording. Listen to Brandon eat his apple.
You're poking me in the face with it.
I'm poking him in the face. I want to get all the apple chews.
It's not good listening to hear somebody chomping on a wet apple. Now you're just smacking me in the face.
That's what she said.
I'm going to scoot forward in a second.
I know. I want to get I wasn't kidding, Brandon. I want to get the apples.
Are you working on your Foley stuff?
Yeah.
Is it really Foley work if they're like, we need somebody eating an apple? We need the audio of somebody eating an apple. Foley artist is just like, all right, I'll see it.
Yeah. I'm not even hungry for an apple.
That's when
but I'm gonna eat. That's where
the artistry comes.
That's in. Right. I'm not even hungry for an apple.
I don't even like apples.
I'm allergic to apples. I don't need you to chew an apple. EpiPen, as opposed to an EpiPen. Yeah. Oh, that's stupid. We're stupid. This whole show's a waste of our time. What are we doing with our lives?
I love you talking with me just eating this apple. I'm not stopping eating this apple till I pull apple.
Yeah, till there is no more apple to be had. I want you to eat the seeds and everything, Brandon.
I don't like these apples.
Oh, I want you to get all the way through it. Core and all, buddy. human teeth, a little bit of arsenic. Won't kill you, not enough.
Can't you, dilute apple seeds to make arsenic, though?
Yeah.
You said that pretty confidently.
Yeah, I've done it before and killed people with it.
Who'd you kill? Princess Diana?
No, she died in a car accident. Jerk. Fucking douche. Just because you're American, do you think this still doesn't hurt? Happened in what, 92 or something? 96? I don't remember when that happened. I'm not British, so...
Princess Diana was she crossed boundaries, though.
What do you mean?
Everybody loved Princess Diana.
Well, yeah.
She did a lot of good work.
She did. She was a humanitarian of sorts. Fart noise.
I am a humanitarian for my human brothers.
My nose is being a douche.
Alright. Apple time's over.
Brandon. There's still 7 bites in this apple.
I know. I don't like getting too close to the core, though.
What are you beeping at? You prick bastard. There's not enough space on the disc, Brandon.
For what? For what?
For the backup.
Oh,
It's okay, the backup has enough space. I have 2 backup discs.
I got that.
Dose.
So when the first one's full, does the overflow go to the second?
No.
You double back up?
Yeah, I double backup.
Someday these episodes, I think, are going to be in the Library of Congress.
No, I'm going to delete them all.
After you give them to the Library of Congress? What did they ask you for?
They exist on the internet. They exist on a cloud somewhere.
Yeah, but we want the hard copy so people can eventually remaster it. Dueling Ogres Remastered. We can add in some more Jawas into the background.
Yeah.
Song and dance number.
Yeah. We can add in we can make our voices all synthy.
Hello from the future.
Hello from the future. We are the Dueling Ogres.
I mean, I assume they'll just do that digitally. We don't have to actually. Hello, ogres, and welcome.
Not only was I synthing my own voice, but I was also auto-tuning it.
Yeah, auto-tuning your voice.
Auto-tuning your voice.
Hello.
Making me sing. Boobies.
Mostly.
Little bit of boobies. Brandon, look at the bouncing baby boobies. Bouncing baby boobies. Gotta say those B words. Gotta let those B's flow. Blinding, bouncing baby boobies for Brandon.
Why are they blinding? Because they're clearly the boobs of a baby and horribly illegal?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Nah. Yes. It's real good listening, right?
Yeah.
Good outtakes. Good outtakes.
People are going to love it. They're going to say, man, I'm glad I stuck around for this.
This garbage.
Glad I stuck around with this instead of visiting my grandma in the hospital.
Yep. And now she's dead.
Yep. But at least I got to hear Remington do voice exercises for the 30th fucking time on an episode.
Yes.
Taco Tuesdays are titillating.
Taco Tuesdays are titillating. Taco Tuesdays are titillating. I'm Patrick Stewart. Taco Tuesdays are titillating.
Alright, I'm ready.
Okay. Hello, ogres, and welcome to episode 120. Thank you for joining us as always on this... I don't know. I don't have a word yet. I need a script. Because I don't have it memorized as evidenced by last time.
I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Joey is my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello. Say hello, Brandon. Hello.
I'm Brandon. Hello, I'm Brandon.
It's nice. Why don't you all come lay down beside me?
Oh, yeah. I've been really trying, baby.
You can ask him to go away.
He won't, but you can ask him.
It will give you a sense of power to ask him. Even though it's pretty.
Oh, there's something else I need to do.
Oh, was that Steven?
Pudding? Yes, that was Steven. The other Steven.
He just
Yeah. Pretty sure he ran away with the circus. Yeah. Fucked up. I know. Fucked up. That is fucked up. Much better.
So all my gold was gone.
All of your gold is gone. All of the gold. Oh.
I'm glad we checked that before we started recording.
I know. It's always good to check your stuffs.
Shut up.
It's a good thing you checked it, not me.
Just shut up.
The guy who's checking your mic.
Shut up, Remington.
Because you're a fucking professional.
Just shut up. Just shut it. Just shut your mouth.
I refuse. I'm just gonna let it hang on open. Give me an adjective.
Shut up.
That's a not an adjective.
Grandfatherly. Fiscally responsible.
Give me a letter.
P.
P. Painful, painstaking, pale, paltry, panicky, panoramic, parallel, parched, parsimonious, past, pastoral, pathetic, peaceful, penitent. The penitent man shall pass.
Penitent.
Only the penitent man shall pass.
Let's go penitent.
Okay, penitent, sold.